Hello, welcome back. Hope you're all well. Today we're back with the Minimoto Bobber Chopper project thing. If you watched the first two videos, you're probably not very impressed, but it was done as sort of the idea came in my head, and I quickly filmed them. I was having trouble with the tripod and all them excuses, you know. So anyway, I've been looking at it, and I'm not very impressed with it, to be honest with you. Originally what I was going to do, I don't know how well you're going to see this, I was just going to add a bit of framework to this and to here and alter a few things about, but obviously that's not good enough, is it? I know this is only something I'm playing with, and just to give me some more experience with the metal, I'll probably play around with a couple of these before we get some bikes in, you know, and go from there. We'll see. So now I'm going to get rid of all this. Everything from here on the forks back basically is going. Make our own frame up out of inch by inch box. I'd like to have done it with two, but you know, I haven't got it. I haven't got round. I've only got box, so that's what I'm going to use. But it will make it look 100 times better than if I just bodged something with the back end, you know. And I think to be honest with you, I think it'd be a little bit more straightforward. Just the measurements and the scale of it is a little bit awkward, but we'll see how we get on. So the first job obviously is to strip all this out. I don't need the engine in there now because that will fit wherever it fits. You know, I've decided to go along. And obviously I don't need a swing arm on it now because I know roughly where the back wheel's going, and I'm going to make it a little bit shorter as well, a few inches shorter. It's going to be about here. I don't know where you better see that, but it's going to be a few inches shorter so that it makes it look a bit more stubby, and it just make it look a little bit better, and the seat will be more over the back wheel. That's how I want it, so that's how it's going to be. Alright, let's get on with it, and let's see what we do. Got a socket on there, but not very big. Yeah, I thought these might be a bit tighter than that. Well, you won't want it much tighter than that. Playing that now. Oh. Yeah, no, I should get on with it. Almost undone actually. I was just thinking I didn't get punching that hammer out the toolbox, so I'm just give that a push with that if that'll help. A bit of frame there. Don't get a punch and knock it out. Just caught on the edge with a rustis, so I'll just get a punch and we'll hammer it. Right. Run through the arm as well. Just try there's no weight in it, you know. It's not like a normal bike, it just hasn't got a weight. As soon as you go to move it, you know, I mean, swing arm's a lot heavier than what the frame is on it. Chain off. Yeah. Just stuck on that that last little bit. I'll get in there with the top of the punch. You said it, didn't you? There. That's it, let's remove the punch. Hey. There's the bolt. Chain off. Easy, isn't it, on these? But, yeah, so right, we're down to this bit, so we'll move the camera. Let me move the camera. Right, so Nick, quick job will be taking the handlebars off. I've disconnected the throttle at the carb. I'll show you all that when we put it back together. And I've just took the kill switch off of the handlebars. That's all I've done. There's nothing else on it. There's no back brake on it because it's already disconnected. It's just a matter of under these four. Just get set screws, I suppose, now, aren't they? So I can see it, but my hand's probably in the way. There. I'll say, it'd be nice to get this, start getting this cut up today, and I've got a few days to do this video, so not too bothered. It's Sunday at the moment, it's Mothering Sunday, so you can work it out when I'm doing this. Mothering Sunday in Mother's Mothering Sunday in the UK, so I know it's different all over the world. There now. Yeah, well, let's move it down. We might as well take the engine out while we're at it. So I don't know how much you're going to see. Need to do the ram on this lift. Actually, I'll probably just lay it over and do it a bit easier, wouldn't it? Didn't think of that. Keep thinking because it's quite these. It takes up all space and weight and, you know, it ain't, is it? So I'm treating it like a bike. That's what it is. So my mind's working, you can't just do that. And that is another thing I found with this project. You know, I start overthinking it. But I say, we've discussed the engines on it and what I'm going to put in it. I don't need a fast engine, it'll probably be this engine, well it won't be this engine, I mean, I've got another one which well it hasn't, I believe it's the original engine for this, but somebody got a clutch for, and they've cheated by the whole engine, so they swapped it over. But the engine they bought didn't have the reducer on it for off-road, so I'll probably use that engine, but with this gear reducer on it for the dirt bikes, because it fills the gap, and from the other side I think it'll look better, look more like a, I'll put a bit of casing. There you go. Makes it too easy, doesn't it? Let's stand the frame back up. Need to clear up again before I think I'll film anything else, because we're getting in a little bit of a muddle here. So yeah, and then I'll talk to you how I plan on doing this. Oh, that was nearly a disaster. I'd moved the chair to put the tripod here, and I felt the arm of the chair, and just about to sit down before I realised, hang on, the chair's not there, it's sort of over there. So it was nearly a big bang as I fell on the floor, and we had to get some cranes out to get me back off the floor. Right, let's move it around. Well, this looks complete on the screen. The forks are behind. Yeah, so my plan, because I want to keep this angle, this is a decent angle. So, and that, so I'm not that great with metalwork, as you know, so my plan is to try to leave this bracket here. I'm just hoping you can see it all. To leave this bracket here and then cut round here, and I've got two sort of cross members, a flat one here, you can't see but I'll show you that in a minute, and a bit of tube in here. So this is holding this half the frame on. So what I'd like to do is cut down this behind here and here where the two cross members are, cut down the end and cut across here. I'm not too sure if to use the plasma cutter to come down here, because obviously I really need to sort of cut it roughly where this weld is. I can grind it, if I cut above it I can grind it all back down, I know. But I'm trying not to make too much work, and obviously it takes forever to upload the video, so I'm trying to do it so I don't spend too much time grinding and farting about, just because of the time it takes to upload. It's roughly at the moment, I think it works out to do it, works out about 2 minutes an hour. So you can just work out how long it took to get this far, you know. Yeah, so that's what I did. Cut that down there, cut that down there. Obviously I'll probably use this engine plate again. It's just a suit when it's on the, probably had a bit of an angle, it'll probably make more sense, but I can twist it around a bit. There we go. If that makes any difference now, probably not. Well, I'll take the camera off and have a proper look at it. So that's the next plan. And like I say, unlike the other videos where we can do a little bit and then stop, I'm going to carry this on. Right, let's get on with it. Just join us in. Yeah, I know, I put all the rubbish up there the other day when I was cleaning the whistle. Milo, what are you doing? You're all blurred, mate. Can't. Oh, there you go. Right, I'm going to take the forks off, and then we've got the frame, we can just play with it then. When I was doing that swinging arm, I thought there's a lot of play in this socket. Didn't think nothing of it. But until just now I looked, and it is a 11/16. I think actually when I played a bit of film about it, how bad it looked. It actually looked terrible, but it didn't feel that bad. Yeah, it's 11/16, not a 17mm. I just picked it up, what I do. But it went straight on there, didn't it? Take no notice. You know how it is. It's Sunday, what do you expect? Well, that's easier, isn't it? Right, let's get these forks out of the way. Hopefully. I'm trying to get where you are. I might have to move you a second. There we go. Oops, sorry about that. Hopefully you can still see. It feels like it's grabbing at the bottom, and I'll take there's nothing there. I'm trying to do it in shot. There we go. Look at that. So, oh, you can still see it. Right, the forks are out of the way. I just tidy all this mess up because we can't work like this, can we? Well, I can, but you know, I don't want to hear the moaning. Right, I'm still clearing the bits up, nuts and bolts and stuff. But I thought I'd just show you what I mean with the frame. I'm going to cut it here, so this is a bit of go, but what my plan is at the moment is to leave this like little cross member, this one here and this one here, cut it as close as I can so I can keep the frame, and obviously just sort of tack it on here, and then obviously do the same this side, because that's about right for me space. I suppose I could make a spacer up, but I'm just trying to keep it sort of straight, obviously with no jig and that, so I've got to use these middle bits as a jig, if you know what I mean. It's not going to be perfect or right, I can't see it, but you know, working out. I will say that as soon as I cut this, I know it will spring like like hell, you know, it really is springy old stuff. Yeah, because I should imagine they just put it in some sort of clamp and just weld it right, you know, a little jig and then just tack it. They're not built with any real accuracy. They're nearly as bad as the Enfields, I should think. But you know what I'm saying. Yeah, that's the plan. So obviously all this will be gone. Now I've just budged a couple of these rails up just to sort of see if I can bend them, and I'll show you in a second how I plan on everything going, you know. Right. Yeah, if you want to see how I try to bend these, cut them and move them, whatever. I did a video, I was only a couple of videos back. It's called Workshop Stuff number 3 and part 3. But basically, they're going to go on there like that. Obviously, it'll be lower, but so they'll be on there like somehow like that and like that. I can't really see how lined up it is now. We can see. So that's the plan, and that leaves the spacing in the middle the same as what is already there for that for the back wheel. And obviously the back wheel will just sit here. There'll be like an axle plate down here, with an axle plate here somewhere, and then the frame will go down, back up. The only thing I haven't decided is how it's going to go, how far I'm going to go before it goes back up. But I think I'll do that by eye, you know, just have a little look. Right, let's crack on. Right, it's the next day. Just have a quick look at this frame. I don't know how you can see it actually. I think it's a bit of a pain, this white background. What I've been thinking about doing is just cutting this back end off, so I'm not struggling with there ain't no weight in it as such, but you know what I'm saying. So if I cut this back off, and cut all the bottom, take this section out of it. That way I've only got to deal with this sort of bit. I'll probably do that off camera, or I might do a time lapse. One of the two. You'll either see it or you won't. And then I'm gonna deal with these, sort them out. I probably won't film a lot of that either, but we'll see how far we get, because I've got to start uploading this for Saturday, and it's going to take a while. So what I want to do is, what I'd like to do in this video is at least get this off, and maybe get the other bits tacked up in there, so I've got a rough idea of what's happening. If you know what I mean. So I'm going to crack on. Right, I'll keep looking at it. Because do I need to cut all that, or do I just cut down here, and we can see it, and across this? I've got to have that angle. That angle's the most important thing for this. At least the forks will be totally right, you know, sort of wrong. And then should I just cut that down there and down there, do you reckon? And then measure this here, because obviously it's welded, and until I cut that back, you know, I've been looking at this for over an hour. I'd say about nearly an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. What do you reckon? You can go, I know I could just go like, cut bits up everywhere, but I'm still learning, and I'm still trying to think to myself, what is the easiest way? You know, it's hard. If it wasn't on camera, I know what I'd do. I'd just hack into it. Because it's on camera, I've got to be a little bit, well, I haven't got to be, you gives a shit at the end of the day, but you know, it's my mistakes what I make, and I've got to put them right. But I know if it went totally wrong and I wasn't on camera, I could just chuck it in the bin and forget about it and do the other one. Yeah, let me have a think about it. Yeah, I'm going to think about it. Right, colour looks a bit washy in the screen, a bit faded. I don't know if it is or not. It did look black and white, so it's just a job to tell. But yeah, I know the screen might be playing up on this, but I'm hoping it's okay. Yeah, so that's what we've got left. Yeah, that's my decision in the end. I think I've done the right decision because, thinking about this, as the frame comes back, let me show you, it gets wider. And obviously I was going to sort of try to get, obviously I brought it in a little bit more, but it was still got wide, and the time it gets to the back end I think it would have been too wide. So for the back wheel, because obviously the swing arm comes in here. I did think about this when I was originally doing it, you know, when I was working it out, but I didn't think it would be too bad, 'cause it didn't look too bad, but the more I think about it, you know, there's quite a bit of difference. And this plate here, is it that plate? No, this plate, this bar here, what I'm using as a guide, that is 5mm out. That's not straight. I don't know, you can't see it by really. You might be able to see it more actually on the video. I don't know, but it's 5mm out, that bar. You can't see it by actually looking in here. No, but I bet you probably can on the video, because it does weird things, doesn't it? I mean, some things look big gaps and stuff, you know. So anyway, if I'd have realised that's what I was going to do, that's what I would have done from the start. But I was a bit worried about it. But like, so now what I'm going to do is I want to keep this angle, so I'm going to try to cut down here and then cut through here and just see if I can get rid of this bit. That's what I was on about, the shape of the metal. It's like it's just been squashed more than it has. You know, it's a funny old shape. So as you can see, if I've gone by this top plate, it goes sort of halfway over the top of this. So that plate would never made a guide, but it would have just, obviously if I'd cut one side, it would have kept it all sort of roughly in place. But it's the other bar what shows you what was going to be the guide. Heavy old bit of that. Probably, yeah, I'd say that's heavier than the other bit of frame I cut off. But I wouldn't have bothered cutting all that other frame, because originally it was just going to be a tail end put on it, and then, like I say, I wanted to keep the lines. Yeah, I mean, it's been several hours of thinking on this, trying to do it the easy way every time, but it don't always pay. And now I think this is probably the easiest way. Then I'll make another bit of box section up to go across, like what would have been this one. I measured it also, that would be in the same place. And then, so I know the measurements. You can see that, look. I know this is not level, but you can see this bar here. Hopefully you can see it on camera. That's sort of straight. You can see that that's on the piss, can't you? Like I say, they're only chucked together. They're only, you know, cheap and nasty, aren't they? But, yeah. Colin, you silly fat bastard, what have you done? Yeah. Well, what happened was, I started to cut it down, like I said I was going to do, and I noticed, I don't know if you can see it, one is higher than the other, and I thought, to give myself a chance, I need to start again. So this is what we've got left. Yeah, I started cutting down. I did try to cut it down to see how it went, and it was going alright. But I thought, oh, I'd be clever and try the plasma cutter as well, and at least it worked. I was surprised it worked. I mean, it hasn't done any work since I bought it, but it's been sitting there a good year. But it fired straight in the life and worked. It wasn't very successful though, because obviously, I say obviously, but it had sort of the two, one of the box, it was like a funny shape I showed you, frame, and the gusset was against it, and it was filled up well behind as well, and you just couldn't get in there with a grinder or anything just to cut that and keep the, sort of save the bracket, if you know what I mean, or bracket, gusset, and yeah, so like I said, then I realised before I got the plasma cut out that it wasn't level, and so in the end I thought, well, you know what, I'm just going to cut it down, cut my losses, and start again. So obviously now I've got to grind this down. That's nothing too bad, you know. Just grind it down, smooth it out, try to keep it nice and round. But yeah, so that's the situation with that. But the thing is, it's put me at probably a good 2 hours behind doing that. You wouldn't believe the sudden amount I've done. So I just kept thinking, I really don't. What I didn't want to do was cut into this tube. You know, that's what I thought. As long as I can keep this round, then I'll be happy. And I've achieved that, you know. But yeah, so I'll cut hours behind, and I need to get this video up for Saturday. So I'm going to start the frame build on the next video. What I'll do is I'll do all that grinding off camera. Nobody needs to see that. It's just grinding. And I might make some bits up in the next workshop stuff video, but I don't know what I'm going to put on that yet. But yeah, so the next one of these Bobber Chopper videos, number 4, will be us building the frame, or me building the frame I should say. And yeah, I'm quite looking forward to that now, because my brain's been working overtime all day, what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it. I've obviously got all the angles written down, everything like that. But yeah, so anyway, I don't want to make this video too long, because it does take a long time to upload these videos. And yeah, so if you like it, give it a thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever you want to do, up to you. And yeah, if you're not subscribed already, please subscribe, ring the bell, you'll get notifications. The next time a ball's up, I'll upload a film, I mean. And yeah, so anyway, remember it's okay not to be okay, and I'll see you next time. Take it easy.